Players in the two-headed giant sealed event, the last round is ready. Players in the two-headed giant sealed event, the last round is ready to begin.
And we're in Conley Woods, Paulo Vidar Damo de Rosa. I'm Sheldon Menery, this is Rich Hagon.
Hello, welcome to the semi-finals of GP Orlando 2012. Conley, there he is, looking as cheery as he gets through the weekend. It's like, it's alright if I put the water somewhere else? And Paolo's like, yeah, get it off the table. Alright, fine, I'll do that.
While they're still shuffling, I want to go back to the end of our conversation there
yes.
with Chapin and Steve Mann.
Uh-huh.
I think I still like Chapin as a slight favorite in the match, but there's a point where if Steve Mann's phantasmal image copies his Lord of the Unreal, then Chapin is going to have a tough time killing any of his dudes without a board sweeper. Mm-hmm. So that game could turn. Again, if Chapin stumbles out of the gate, those games could turn very bad for him very, very fast.
Okay.
On to this one. Again,
there's a good chance that we'll see a fair bit of the Chapin matchup, Chapin against Mann. Depending, these two play pretty fast, and Chapin is an out-and-out control deck.
Nope.
Conley will be looking to rampant growth here on turn 2, something we've seen him do pretty repeatedly through the tournament, approximately like that. So out comes a Swamp, already 3-1 ahead on mana. Paolo lays land number 2 and passes with Mana Leak, Mana Open.
But no turn 1 Delve.
No, so no early pressure. Conley would like to Solemn Simulacrum here.
And I think you... Interesting.
So he's going for Sphere of the Suns and offering it up because he knows that Paolo has Mana Leak, and that's exactly what happens.
I think in Conley's position, you think about your plays.
Okay, there's Invisible Stalker from Paolo. It instantly gets gone, and now Conley has a window where there isn't a Mana Leak coming, even though Paolo does have one in hand. So this time, he will get down whatever he wants. It turns out to be Ratchet Bomb.
In Conley's position, you think about what you play, but you don't hold back. Looks like Paolo might be stuck on 2 land.
Ratchet Bomb goes to 1.
Is.
Yep. Ratchet Bomb to 1. This time Sphere of the Suns again meets the second Mana Leak because Paolo needs to buy himself time to find land number 3. Oof.
He hasn't found it.
Nope. Yes, and that was the kind of heel turn that was not a happy pass to turn.
You're never a big fan of winning games that way, but you're less of a fan of losing them that way.
Snapcaster hasn't got a Gataxian Probe to get back. Snapcaster will pile in. Conley presumably will set the Ratchet Bomb to 2, at which point Snapcaster, Invisible Stalker become the obvious things to vanish, though Snapcaster is about to go away right now.
So Conley's hand's not all that saucy either, because otherwise he'd be laying some serious pressure on Paolo at the moment.
Not seeing Rampant Growth to get to 5, not seeing Solemn Simulacrum to get to 5, not seeing lands to get to 5 and then 6.
Right.
He's got Grave Titan in hand. But Paolo goes for Invisible Stalker. Gataxian Probe. Shows Grave Titan, Acidic Slime, Primeval Titan. So, as you say, absolutely nothing doing in Conley's hand. Functionally, the entire hand is blank, as we speak.
If he does, he needs to peel a land here.
But if he does,
he's going to
take out the second land for Paolo. It's going to leave Paolo just a Maul and Haunt, and then he's going to have forever to get what he needs.
Well, we see Paolo has another land in his hand there.
Second counter. 5 land. Acidic Slime. That's the one Haunt he takes away. So he's not going to try and deny Paolo mana.
He's going to deny him his
the important one.
The important
So he's not... I guess the thing is that the Devil Mage, as we know, doesn't need a lot of mana, so trying to deny the strategy, even from 5 against 2, as it was, doesn't feel like the correct play.
Third land for Paulo, and there's the Geist.
So Conley will tick the Ratchet Bomb up to 3. We'll make a Sphere of the Suns. So there's the 3 on there. And he's going to just straight up blow, so the Geist of St. Traft goes away. Board clear. Conley up to 6 mana. Paulo lays a 4th land. He knows that Conley has 6 mana now, and we're into the point where Paulo starts to become the control deck. Primeval Titan, is that okay? Paulo says sure. So Conley goes to work, and all that mana issue at 3 and 4.
I'd
be surprised if we see something other than Inkmoth Nexus Wolf Run ramp here.
Please report to the gathering point.
Wolf Run.
Yeah. Inkmoth Nexus classic Wolf Run.
Attention Magic players, Commander number 39 is about to begin. Commander number 39 is about to begin. Please report to the gathering point.
Paulo reaches out to
the Geist.
Get rid of the Primeval Titan. Geist comes down. Conley has a pair of Inkmoth Nexus right now. That's I.
Gotta be the Grave Titan.
Which he knows Paulo can't counter, just has the 1 land available at that point. So
Guys,
we're into exciting land of Geist of St. Traft against Grave Titan plus Jones.
These guys are playing at a speed that
Playtest speed.
You and I know a thing or two about Magic, and we're having a little trouble keeping up with how fast they're playing.
They don't mess around. They really don't. They know each other well enough, they know the match well enough, they know the cards well enough.
There's a trade of an Inkmoth Nexus for a token.
Paulo sitting there with 3 cards in hand. The thing is, they take the time to think when it's time to think.
Right. Well, as Conley was saying when we were talking to him yesterday, he's working on his turn's moves on his opponent's turn. So once it gets to his turn, if the card he draws doesn't significantly change anything, he's already got the playmate.
So Sword of War and Peace for Paulo.
That could change a bit. Oh, Conley's got a second Titan. A second Grave Titan.
Yeah, there's
another Primeval Titan.
I'm amazed his wrist can hold it all up. Really. So in goes the team, 2 more, and then Haymaker number 2, another Grave Titan. It's like Worlds 2010. Paulo must hate the sight of Grave Titans.
He's down to 4. There aren't too many answers in his hand.
Do you know what I'd play in the blue-white?
Wrath of God.
That's right, I would. But not here. And there goes 1-0 to Conley Woods in very short order.
The mulligan obviously kills. The mulligan obviously kills him there. I'm sorry, not mulligan. The missing the land drops really is a savage beating for Paulo. He gets off to a wonky start. Looks like none other than Luis Scott Vargas is going to step in for Rich Hagon here for a moment. You know.
So the thing is, Sheldon, what we decided was we wanted some of the more casual element to things. You and I have been holding the fort.
Right.
We wanted someone who could really see the game from a kind of flavour perspective, could talk a little bit about how much they like the art on Seachrome Coast and so on. And so what better man for that than the man himself, Mr. Luis Scott Vargas. Take it away, please.
Were you paying attention to any of that?
I didn't see game 1.
It was fast. Paulo stalled on 2 lands for a bit, and then it was Titan.
So Paulo's down a game. All right.
Paulo's down a game. So, where were you in all this process of testing for this format?
Paulo's playing the same 75 that I played. He started with the deck list Gindy used at the Star City Open or last week, and I tried changing a bunch of things, and I played it, and then I kept changing it back to his numbers. So those ended up looking pretty good. Mm-hmm. So we're playing, basically that same deck list, and we talked about it when we met on Friday. And figured out the last sideboard slots. And, I mean, it's Delver. It's pretty sweet, but there's nothing too wild about it. Not like Conley's deck with his eight Titans and all that.
And his Ratchet Bomb, Glissa shenanigans.
One of each, yeah. But I don't even know his entire deck list. I mean, I saw him build it, but I didn't actually.
We have it here in the file. There it is, Trader Ramp.
Trader Ramp. Glissa, right? Okay.
Yeah,
one Ratchet Bomb main, one side.
And the two acidic slimes in the main.
Well, of course. I mean, it's Conley, so he has to have acidic slimes. It's like his pet card, I guess.
Right. We all have cards we love.
Yeah.
So what happens if the sleeves get mixed up here?
Well, you look for the acidic slimes.
Yeah, right.
and you figure out whose it is.
And then the Conleys. So, other than PB's is a top flight player, can you explain why he went undefeated? Basically undefeated. I mean, he scooped one match.
Yeah, I mean, Conley even. The deck's very good. Like, I went 11-4 with it. Obviously not nearly as good, but it's still. I was happy with the deck choice. I'd play it again.
Right.
I mean, you have a combination of the fact that you've got Delver, which is like an insane one-drop if you flip it relatively quickly, Geist, which is insanely powerful, and then Snapcaster.
Right.
Plus the equipment, plus Invisible Stark. You have a lot of different plans, and they're all really good. And a deck that can like try to beat Delvers with like Gutshot or Doomblade or Arc Trail still loses out to Hexproof guys.
Right.
And like Geist by itself can win games. Equipment by itself can win games. And you have like Moreland Haunt. And you also get to play Mana Lake, which is insane against all these 6-drop decks.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't actually know what matchups PV played, but I think he ran pretty much like the whole gauntlet. He didn't play against any one thing too much. And I don't know. I mean, if you're able to flip your Delvers well, then the deck's pretty sweet. It looks like PV's mulliganing though, which is not a good. I'm trying to see what Conley's hand is here. I see a Dragon Skull Summit and a Rampant Growth from some lands, and a red card, which has got to be. Is that Ancient Grudge?
Ancient Grudge.
Yeah,
he's got one Ancient Grudge window. Yeah. What do you think about the PV's mulliganing there? What do you think about the illusions, the Grixis control that Chapin's running?
I haven't really seen it. Like, I played Grixis some, and I played the illusion side of it some, but Chapin's list is significantly different from the list I was playing. So if he says he beats Delver, I believe him. He beats 7 on his way, so now 8. Like, I think that. I mean, building a deck to just beat Delver was not a bad plan for this tournament. I know that's what Ben did with his Blue Black deck. He started 9-0, then he got horrifically sick. He was like throwing up today, which is part of the reason that he went 2-4 today, which was unfortunate, yes. But yeah, I think Chapin he's just like very heavily slanted to beating Delver, and he played 8 of them so far in the tournament, which is a lot.
I'm a little surprised to see only 2 in the top 8.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think maybe it was that people were like doing a pretty good job of gunning for it. I mean, I don't know how much you can just say you crushed Delver, since like the deck is still pretty resilient.
Well, there's a first turn
Delver,
and what do we got? Nothing.
Nope.
It's incremental advantages against Delver, not necessarily total beating advantages.
All right, we could see Conley's hand. How kind of Paulo to. So it looks like Grudge, Glissa, Curse, Rampant Growth, and 3 lands. So a reasonable start, but look at this game right now. If Paulo flips this Delver, Conley's got no way in his hand to kill it right now, and even the Curse won't like do much but slow it down.
Right.
So like, if Conley doesn't draw, let's see, he's got a fair amount of removal. Guess Verdict and Doomblade and Ratchet Bomb, or Black Sun's. So he's got a ton of removal he can draw. Mm-hmm. Paulo might have a mana like, there's a Ratchet Bomb, I think, or is that a Wolf Run?
He's obviously playing Rampant Growth.
Yeah. Paulo's got a kind of removal-heavy hand, it looks like. He's got O-Ring and Vapor Snag, which are not really what you want when you're beating down with Delver right now. Like, he's not, like, worried about Conley's Titans.
In the Delver deck, if the counterspell available were Memory Lapse instead of Mana Leak, would you play it?
I think so. Memory Lapse is pretty sick, too. It's probably not as good as Mana Leak, I would say, but it seems like that would not be a good card for them to have around. Just for the reason that I can imagine getting memory lapse, then Snapcaster memory lapse. Just sounds very frustrating.
Right. Yeah.
So Paulo's board got a little better. He just flipped a Delver and played a Geist.
Flipped a Gelver, played a Geist.
And if Conley doesn't have Blackstone's in right now, he's going to take a lot of damage. He's going to play a Glissa, have it get like Vapor Snagged, and then...
Oh, did we see a Blackstone in his hand?
He would have had to draw one. Paulo didn't see one.
That's what I meant. Did we see when...
Does not look like he's got
It doesn't look like it has a second black.
I think that's a
a
very
swamp,
brightly
right?
colored swamp from
Okay.
Rise. Doesn't look very swamp-like, but I think he's deciding whether to play Glissa or Ratchet Bomb. Glissa has higher upside; it stops the Geist. Ratchet Bomb kills the Delver immediately. Paulo would rather he play Glissa here because he'll just Vapor Snag and hit him.
Right.
And then I don't know what Conley's going to do though.
Which is probably part of Conley's math.
Yeah, looks like he's playing Glissa.
He's playing Glissa.
Or Paulo's going to O-ring it. One or the other, actually. I don't know what he'd rather do. He looks like he may ponder first. And ponder Geist land. It's not the most impressive. The second Geist is nice in case Conley casts a Black Suns.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since he's going to hit Conley for a 7 this turn no matter what, right? Like, maybe 8 if he Vapor Snags. Yeah, so he capped just because of the second Geist. Okay, yeah, he's snagging, which is a little better for Conley because now he goes Ratchet Bomb, replay Glissa, Ratchet Bomb, blow it, kill Delver, get Ratchet Bomb back.
Right.
Although I guess Paul's representing Mana Leak that he doesn't have.
But I mean, in this situation, Conley's just got to he's got to run it. He can't go. Well, if he's got Mana Leak, I'm screwed.
Yeah. Conley does not have the luxury. He actually drew Liliana, which is insane because he's gonna kill the Delver and then kill the Geist. So that's actually gonna be pretty tough for Conley.
That was a good top deck.
I would say Liliana was probably within the realm of good top decks. Yes.
Conley Woods at 6, PB at 18.
I mean, he's at 6 though.
He still is at 6.
That's not very much life. Paulo hit land O-ring. He's got to be shuffling this. I mean, he can still play a Geist, and then Conley all he can do is play a Glissa and tick up Liliana. In which case, the Geist does get another hit in. So it seems if it really is 2 land O-ring, I don't think Paulo wants to keep this, but I don't know. I guess Conley's hoping to draw. At this point, he would still rather have a way to kill the other Geist rather than like a Titan or something. Alright, so Paulo is shuffling.
Inferno Titan kills that Geist pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, Grave Titan prime.
Of the 8 Titans Conley is playing, unfortunately, Pro Titan's not one of. He gets the full set of Primevals and Graves. Chapin has Grave and Inferno, or just Inferno?
Yeah, 8.
Both?
I think he's 1 Grave.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got a lot of sweet ones.
There's lots of 1-ofs.
Yeah, I mean, that's... Yeah, I don't know. Life's finale, huh?
Life's finale.
So Apollo, Ponder shuffled, played a Geist. Conley now. He's going to discard an Ancient Grudge, I would assume. Apollo's discarding Moreland Haunt, keeping Oblivion Ring. And Paulo didn't play a land last turn, so he could discard it to Liliana. I think Conley's in trouble here. I mean, if he plays a Curse, he doesn't die. But then Paulo gets just... And then Paulo can't make Moreland Haunt tokens. But what Conley doesn't know is that Paulo has O-Ring. So I think unless Conley does something relevant, I think Conley is dead here. Oh, no, Nexus is relevant. That is definitely...
Nexus is pretty relevant.
Yeah. So Paulo actually is the one who needs to draw something here. Because he can O-ring the Glissa, send, Conley chumps the Angel token, goes to 4, and then -2 Lilianas.
Right.
Or minus Liliana 2, yeah.
Seems like this is kind of a tipping point turn for the game.
Because, yeah, for sure.
Because Paulo's hand is getting small.
Yeah. And this is the turn where if he doesn't do anything, Conley can go Black Curse,
-2 Liliana, and Paulo can't make a Moreland Haunt token to save it, which is pretty big. And the problem is he drew a Ponder, but there's nothing he can draw with Ponder that will just kill Conley. He can Oblivion Ring the Liliana, but then
But then he can't Moreland Haunt.
Yeah, and his Geist won't be able to get past Glissa. He can attack. He can Suicide Geist into Glissa and try to kill Conley with other stuff. But. So Paulo's not going to be able to win this turn, just because he didn't draw.
Do you think that the suicide is the suicide plan has got any value? Suiciding the Geist in to get the 2 damage.
I don't think that's going to work out so well because once Glissa kills the Geist, Conley gets Ratchet Bomb back,
right?
And then Paul's never killing him with Moreland Haunt,
right? That's
because Glissa Ratchet Bomb is like a pretty sweet combo.
Glissa Ratchet Bomb, pretty sweet combo. We have data from our crack field reporter Rich Hagon that Patrick Chapin is up 1-0 on Steve Mann. So it looked like the illusions did not get there. I think we also predicted that in that bracket that Steve Mann and his illusions were going to be a pretty solid favorite against Titan Ramp, and then be a pretty heavy underdog to whichever of the control decks
right
came out, the Esper control or Chapin's Grixis control.
So it looks like Paulo's going to go for it here. I mean, he's going to lose his Geist, but he's going to kill Conley's Inkmoth Nexus, and he can actually kill Liliana here.
He could actually kill Liliana, yeah.
He can attack Liliana with both, because if he attacks her with just one, Conley can block it.
Right.
So he gives up a bunch of damage, but it's actually not that bad. I mean, that's probably just the play. Alright, so this isn't the end of the world for Paulo. And Conley drew a Swamp. So now Conley can play Curse to stem the bleeding. And actually, Curse makes it so his Inkmoth trades with Geist, which is pretty good for him. Because he has enough mana to do that.
Right.
Leaving up Grudge mana, so he retapped it to make sure he could. And Paulo's hand right now is a Midnight Haunting, which is not helping him so much. And another Ponder. I wonder if it's fun to sit there while your opponent ponders over and over again. Yeah. I'd imagine it's not.
There's a Pike in there.
Yeah, Rune Trainer's Pike. Well, Conley discarded a Grudge to Liliana, which Paulo knows. So
right.
That makes the Pike not so much a good plan. He basically needs to... I mean, he finds the O-Ring to kill the Curse and start making Moreland Haunt tokens. That's pretty good. Or... There's not that many other things he can draw that are good. I mean, I guess he's not shuffling, so... is that a Snapcaster?
Looks like a Snapcaster.
Oh, no. Aura Probe. Showing a land. So that's all the Ponders. At least we don't have to sit through any more of that.
Yeah. Sphere of the Sun's there for Conley on the peel.
It's nice when they probe you, so there's no reason to hold the land for bluffing. You just play it.
Right.
Oh, he doesn't play the Sphere. Interesting.
What is he representing something to Paulo there?
I don't even know. I mean, Conley has a bunch of instants in his deck, but Paulo's not at the point where he can play around anything. It feels like Conley should have just played the Sphere there. Is that a Primeval Titan or a Black Sun Zenith? I can't even tell. Ooh, that looks like a Black Sun Zenith, which is certainly not good news for Paulo. Black Suns for 2 or 1. I mean, they're the same. They do have to tap 2 swamps.
You have to tap 2 swamps.
So this is going to be a tough game for Paulo to win now. Because basically they're on top decks, but with the Curse out, Paulo has very few good ones.
And now Conley can start with the poison counter.
Yeah, he's even got the Nexus Wolfrun to like. It's a pretty fast clock, too. I don't understand why Paulo didn't shuffle on the second Ponder where he saw Midnight Hunting, because I think he knew Conley had Curse in hand from an earlier Gadaxian probe. But, I don't know, maybe he wanted Conley to play the Curse? I don't know. At this point, he's going to be draw going for a little while. Mountain.
His only solace here that Conley's hand also empty.
Yeah. It looks like he's going to get hit for a lot here, though. Looks like getting poisoned for 6, so he's got 1 turn to draw an answer. Looks like Conley Woods may be the answer to the finals unless Paulo draws something. Well, he drew a Snapcaster, so he can Vapor Snag the Nexus, and Conley already played a land, so it at least buys a couple turns.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of a sloppy play there from Conley playing the land too fast.
Yeah, I mean, he used it to pump, but this does give Paulo a lot more time. I think Paulo's probably going to want a Snapcaster here. I mean, because if he draws a way to kill the curse, then he already has Moreland Haunt, so that's pretty good. Alright, so Vapor Snag that, Snapcaster dies. Conley goes to 5. Mana Leak, that's about the most dead card you can draw. That or any of his other cards.
Oh!
Ooh, the Grave Dad. Alright, that is probably going to end it. Since at this point Paulo has to O-ring. Yep.
There's the hand. Conley Woods into the finals of GP Orlando 2012.
Yep.
Handing Paulo Vidor Rosa his only losses of the day. Or of the weekend.
Both to Conley.
Both to
Conley
Conley
Woods. They
Woods.
didn't even play a match. I'm sure this doesn't make Patrick happy.